right.
Take two.
Is it working?
We're gonna try this again. What do they say in the movies? Take two. Take two. Good evening, everybody. I don't know if the error is between the chair and the keyboard. If is it because of
Guilty.
there's a bunch of gremlins somewhere in everyone's software, or is it StreamYard? Is it the YouTube? It doesn't make a difference because we're live. We know we're live, and that button up there that Molson is not supposed to touch is red, and that's all we know, and that's important. A red button is very good.
But to warn our viewers, it's a very glitchy night in the clubhouse here, so none of us are able to select our microphones. We can't change our video sources, and Shane can't get in the clubhouse. So we don't know what's going on. It's not on our end, but it's making a fun start to the night, to say the least. And we sat through that 2 minute. We sat through that 2 minute intro twice. The first time you can shake your head to it. The second time it's like, okay, just skip it. So
just hit the damn button and let's go.
Let's see. Because are any of you guys watching the stream on YouTube separately? Yeah. Okay, good. Because I was like, I don't even know if it's really going out there.
Yeah, it is. That's
to
why
all our friends in Twitter world.
What the?
All right, so there you go. So to all our friends in Twitter /X world, hello, good evening. To our dumpster fire brothers, good evening. I'm not sure who's in the dumpster fire right now.
Are they over there already?
Oh,
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are.
Well,
there
let's
you
see.
go. I mean, we got it
himself.
I'm looking at a bunch of whole great people coming into the clubhouse. So if they have the key and know the special handshake, so does Shane, because we didn't change anything. We haven't changed it. We haven't had to change anything in 135.5 episodes.
At least 135.5.
135.
So anyway, I'm in the tent tonight. I'm having a good cigar. This is the Tatawai Grand Conjun. This is all Nicaraguan, boys. If you're looking for something all Nicaraguan, something a little bit on the fuller side, that's what you like, go for it. If not, find a cigar that you do like and enjoy it. And that's what it's all about, regardless of who the maker is, what the blends are, what the price is. It doesn't make a difference. Molson, can you please read the super chat that we just received?
Our buddy Evan Barchek says Barchek is paid up for dues this week. Where is Shane? Shane is having a hard time pushing the button. I'm telling you guys, StreamYard is acting up tonight. So
the car boys been in here.
I can't even change from my
what's with them, Joe Brett?
To that microphone, like from that one to this one. So
it's awfully funny. A lot of those car guys are in the chat tonight.
Are they trying to hijack us tonight? Do I got to get my 9?
Y'all been playing around in our clubhouse?
Yeah, what's up with that? Did they switch the blue wire with the red wire, and did they switch the beer taps around? Did they change the sign in the bathroom from men's to ladies and ladies to men? Because someone's going to walk in there and they're going to be very surprised, and not what they expect to see.
Surprise!
Some people who are normally sitting will be preempted to stand, and vice versa. Oh.
Hey,
look at that. Ariel's here. Hey, guys, Ariel's here tonight.
That.
Holy crap. Good. Hey, say hello to our buddy. Peanut butter and jelly.
Jay. He's a mad scientist with antenna. Yeah, good to see you, buddy. So, anyways, how was you guys' week there? Izzo, what's going on with you, man?
I operated last week. I did a POTA. That was fun. What else did I do? Oh, I got ordered in for work, so we made some extra money. That's always good because here in the Northeast, we've been turning on our furnaces, and I'm all oil here, so I know in a couple of weeks I'll be needing some of that Earl. I'm about a half a tank, so it's going to be an interesting season of what we're going to be paying for oil prices for home heating oil, just like it is every year. It is what it is. We're going to complain about it. There's nothing we can do. But, yeah,
dig deep in the
what else
wallet.
did I do? Yeah, what else did I do? I downsized my POTA bag. I think I mentioned that. I made some minor tweaking.
Holy crap.
Excuse me. This coming weekend is the annual fall Parks on the Air, support your parks weekend. A lot of you will see the acronym SYP, Sierra Yankee Papa, support your parks. Here in Connecticut, we're going to try to get as many parks activated during that event. They're calling for rain. They're calling for rain.
Of course they are.
That doesn't stop us activators. You just got to get a little bit more creative. Maybe try to find some pavilions, maybe operate from inside your car. Don't let the rain stop you. Yes, I know I was planning on doing about 5 parks, 6 parks on Saturday. I'm probably going to end up maybe doing 1 or 2. I might head out to the meeting spot where the boys are coordinating the Connecticut stuff in the center of the state. Then on Sunday, I got to work the morning. I get out at noontime, and I may just operate right from the park, right around the corner from the 911 center. Doesn't make a difference. Get on the air. And if you can't get out, man, I get it. I understand it. Then hunt. Hunt, whether you're hunting Connecticut or the Alaska or the Texan, just go out and hunt. I will tell you, and it's been amazing. Like tonight before tonight's show, I worked on 10 meters. I worked my first 10 meter. I hunted 10 meters a California park. And that was really fun. So very 10 cool. meters, just like they said, is going nuts. We love it. It's probably going to be like that way for me about 3 to 5 years maybe. And then it'll slowly start to decline. But really, really cool. So.
Okay.
So one time I was talking about an oil furnace. One time I was house sitting years ago. I lived at a house for about 2 years in schooling, and the family where I lived at their house, they went away to Florida for like 10 days in the middle of winter, and they heated their house. They had a furnace that was wood and oil, and so it's cheaper to heat with wood. So they had stacks of wood in the basement. And we used to split right in front of the firebox. Anyway, so we go, and it's, the old school short ceilings, like in the basement. Yep. It's just like a crawl space for firewood, old house. Mm-hmm. So you can't lift up the axe all the way. But anyways, I'm chopping, and I split a piece, and the axe goes right through, and just the tip of it hits the concrete. Yeah, I said the tip. It hits the concrete, and all of a sudden the ground is starting to get like wet everywhere. And the little oil line was like maybe a half inch underneath the concrete floor, like somebody had patched it. Oh. Anyways, and so you have the firebox right here and the oil leak right here, and I'm freaking out. Anyways, I find the shutoff valve, and of course the whole line empties. But yeah, that was my experience with the.
That's a different type of bubbling crude to get us rich.
That's true.
One of my previous houses where I used to live in another chapter of my life was one of those traditional, what I call the pot belly stoves that was installed in the basement. And I ran about 2 cords a year, and I added some extra vents so the heat would rise. And we used that furnace very, very sparingly, overnight hours. But I probably burned 4, if not 5 days out of the week. If I did a road trip for work or something, obviously, because I was the only one really maintaining it. But it was a nice way. I ran the kettles of water to kind of, hydrate the air, to humidify. I think that's the right word. Humidify the air.
Yep.
So it wouldn't get too, because I know, with my hair back, I had longer hair back then. You could feel the static and everything. Nothing was worse than that. So, yeah, I know. Go ahead, Steve, laugh.
Just try to picture you with a mullet. That's
it
all
was
it is.
Not a mullet. It was long hair. It
was a mullet with the El Camino. It's okay.
No, it wasn't the El Camino. It was the IROC with the T-tops.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one. Not going to touch that.
Started off with a CB in there, and then we went to the 2-meter radio. We went with the Kenwood.
Okay.
And all we did was the mount was there. We just swapped antennas. That's how easy it was. So, but anyway, Molson, how's your week going? Besides tonight,
how's my week going? The worst part about Tuesdays is I get to Tuesdays and I can't remember what I did since last Tuesday. I think it's a thing with the age. I'm not too sure, but
it was good. Craft.
Maybe you need some of that ginkgo. Maybe you need that ginkgo, Balinko, bonobo. What's that that pill for your memory?
I have
The
no
ginkgo.
clue what you're
It
talking
obviously
about.
didn't work because you can't remember what it is. So
I forgot to take mine.
there you go.
You guys, I don't know what it is, guys. I'm 39 years old, and I feel like I lose my memory. I really do. And I know most of you guys think, wow, he's 39. I thought he was 26. But the reality is I'm
that's what I said.
39, and I feel like I'm like I'm losing my memory all the time. It's crazy. I got to take some kind of pills. So, anyways, I wanted to share with you guys. We talked about last week. I put those
Thank you,
yard
Dennis.
lights up. What's going on here? Hold on a second here. I don't want to share a slide. I want to screen share. I want to share with you guys. Last week, I put up the lights that I was talking about.
Yes,
And,
yes, the big floodlights.
Yeah, hold
That's
on.
right.
Get rid of this stuff here. So that's my yard without any lights. There, you see the
That's
little
the
bit
before.
of. You see a little bit. That's from. I have two back porch like sliding doors. That's the little light
Yep.
from the other sliding door.
So this is the before.
And then hold on. Where is it? Those are my tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Hold on. Where is it? There you go.
Holy
Wow.
That's holding.
man.
So that's my son is holding. That's his arm there on the left hand side. He's holding one fixture up. So just to give you guys a point of reference, that fence right here, that tall fence is 8-foot fence. That's about 100 feet from my back door. And then the tree back here is about 200 and something feet. And then the back trees over there are about 450 feet from my house. So obviously it's a little bit different in the pictures, but yeah.
Go back to the other picture for where you have the lights mounted on at the corners of the house.
There you go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. See, we're getting ready to see the hockey nests are out. Look at this. So we're preparing for winter.
Look at
Hockey
this.
nests are
You're
out.
getting ready. You're getting ready to
The
flood it.
The little kids slide for my nieces and nephews.
When do you normally flood that region? I know it's weather based, but traditionally, is it like December?
It depends. Listen, it depends on when you get consistent weather, right? So a couple of years ago, it was like the day after Christmas, it just turned cold, and then sometimes it's end of January. It all depends. You just can't have like a cold day and then a warm day and then a cold day and a warm day. It has to be like consistently cold. So
you know what we have to do? Maybe in like February, when you get that consistency, we got to have a hockey game. Clubhouse versus Coffee and Ham Radio, and we'll do it. We'll stream it live here on YouTube. I want to see Ape on a pair of skates. I want to see Ape on.
I don't think he's allowed to cross the border.
We'll just put a Amazon box with the Amazon tape, couple holes in it, or an oxygen tank. It'll be good.
Okay.
And my daughter bought a dog this weekend, so Saturday.
Saw that picture. That was a nice picture.
I drove my daughter to Ottawa to pick up a dog, a little puppy, 2-month-old lab, golden lab, and it's
What's
the best.
the name?
So, Coda, which means
Coda?
little bear. Anyways, so she's being all motherly, right? She's like, "Oh, let me take care of my dog and all that stuff." And the other day, she's like, "I'm gonna need help, okay?" And her siblings are like, my two sons and my daughter, like, "It's your dog. You bought the dog." And I'm like, "Listen, payback is gonna be brutal, because if that's the mentality you have when you guys get older and you have kids and you come over and be like, it's your kid, I got nothing to help you with."
No, that's not true. Grandmas will always change a diaper.
Oh no, grandmas will, but the siblings
won't.
Yeah, no.
The grandpas like to hold a kid, maybe feed it, do a little burping thing. But those grandmas and those nannies and those aunties and mamas and whatever nickname you use in your family, they pitch in. What the grandparents do is when it's time to go home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happens? Bye. See you later.
Load them with sugar and send them on the way.
See if I can find the picture. Did I share the picture of my daughter with the dog? Yes, I did. Let me share that here.
You did it privately with us.
Yeah, I'll show it to you guys. Share a screen, window. There you go.
And there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's my daughter with Coda. Yeah. So, And it was the best. Is like the dog's like a week old, picking up from the breeder or whatever it is, and then like the woman's crying. She's literally like ugly face cry. I'm like, you knew the dog for a week. Come on.
It's got to be at least what, 8 weeks, or do you guys not have that rule up there?
Oh no, it's 8 weeks, but she got it a week ago.
Okay.
So like her mom had like a lab and she had a lab, and so they decided to get, make them have puppies. They had like 11 in the litter. She went and picked up hers a week ago, and then she realized that she can't handle having another dog in the house, so we took it over. So anyways,
Okay.
Let's face it, and no disrespect, but you know when the crying stops, when you hand them the check. Thank you for the dog. You hand the check.
Anyways, that's my week. I got nothing else to add. Fix the clothesline, and no, I'm not even gonna get into it. No.
You want to wait? You want to wait?
Keyboard?
We'll wait. Oh,
Were you gonna bring up the keyboard?
Do not bring up the keyboard.
We'll bring it up at the 9 o'clock at the 1 hour mark. Yes, we will.
We'll
Steve, what's going on? Keep it rolling, Steve.
There's so much our viewers don't know. Like we hold back so much in our show. It's not funny. The Discord days. Okay, go.
So,
not after 60 minutes.
I got out to the trailer this weekend, got some video recorded, had to do some troubleshooting, found some other issues. If anybody's interested in getting a cargo trailer to turn into a radio trailer, I will tell you what manufacturer not to go with. And I'm just going to leave that there.
Of course.
Because
Thank you, Joe. I was going to say the same thing, Joe Brett.
I don't want to give them a bad review.
It is what it is.
I know. At this point,
at the same time, they didn't build that trailer for somebody to put ham radios in, did they?
Well, I was just going to say, maybe that trailer is good, but just not for our needs in this hobby. Maybe it's for somebody else's needs.
No, the problem.
Necessities.
Okay, fine. I'll get into it. The problem is they clipped every electrical wire. The 110 lines coming in, every one of them was cut. And cut a half-inch back from the actual connector. So potential for arcing there.
So the insulation was exposed, or they were cut in two?
Well, the insulation was exposed.
Oh.
All of the wires on the 7-pin connector that go to the truck, the 12-volt power wire and the backup lights are just cut off flush and not even, taped over or anything, just wide open.
Is that how you do it in South Carolina?
This was Georgia boys. This was a Georgia manufacturer. But
we don't need no stinking stoplights. When you see the trailer stop, that's when you know the trailer.
No, well, the stoplights work, I think.
Okay.
There's
only one way of finding out.
The brakes may or may not right now.
Okay. Well, there's another way of finding out.
Every one of the connections is those stupid Scotch locks that cut through the wire to make the connection.
Yeah.
And underneath the trailer, so exposed to the weather, they have bare wire like that.
No wire loom, nothing.
No, God, no. Why would they?
That adds costs.
No. Yeah. I paid enough for it, but...
Wait. That's how it came out of the factory?
That's how it came out of the factory.
Whoa, man, that's a review. That's a YouTube. Tell them, Joe Brett. That's a YouTube review.
It is what it is, man. They made their bed.
Oh, and the emergency battery for the brakes, the sticker on the box says that there's a charger in there. Yeah, there's no charger. That battery was down to 4 volts when we tested it.
Wow.
Trash.
Yep. Actually, I think we got it charged back up, and I'm going to purchase a charger to put in there. So, yeah. Fun.
Why can't you take this back to their parking lot? And back it in through the glass doors?
Well, because
I like Joe's methods.
Their sales office is a trailer, so they don't have glass doors.
Probably should tell them to check their wiring.
When they go to move it.
It's a double wide, so they're not moving it. But it's just, if it's not one thing, it's another with this trailer. But it's fully operational now. I'm waiting on one more of the contest consoles to come in from Halibut. But yeah, everything else, all of the radio stuff in it's flawless. course, I did the work. So
You
it's
can't
going
back it up right to the door so they can't get in and take the tires off. So they can't get into the double wide.
Wait. That would mean that they would actually give you a jack with the trailer.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Man, that's a Harbor Freight run right there.
No,
South Carolina guys are way too nice.
I would not trust a Harbor Freight jack with a 5,000-pound trailer.
All right. So that's the second video right there.
But okay, you guys want me to do a review? I'll do a review on it.
Yeah.
Might as well. You're paying for it.
Right.
Yep.
And somebody next year may be wanting one. So by the time you do it and get it out, it'll be out next year. And it'll be trailer time.
Mm-hmm. So
like I should talk.
You make the video. Well, you're already doing all the work. I was going to say you'd make the video and then you take it to them as ransom. Like, hey.
I'm fixing it that way. I know it's fixed right.
How's this for marketing? I bought this trailer, and now these are the improvements that I'm going to do on it.
Well, and they've been good. Every time I've complained about something, they've just drop shipped it to me. They ship me more wire when we needed more wire for the 110
for the repairs.
For the repairs, yeah. They've shipped me more of the roof sealant goop crap because the air conditioner is leaking underneath the flashing of the roof down the side of the trailer.
That's a pain.
Yeah. So I got to get up on top, and you can't walk on the top of the trailer. So
I know how to fix leaks. I'm pretty good at that.
And they send the stuff there is free. They're sending it to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's worth something. That's good.
That is
service.
I agree.
They are definitely trying, but
hey, we had a shithead putting this together. We didn't realize it till you done bought it. Let us send you some free stuff.
Right. And
we
here
fired him. Right. We fired him, and we're sorry.
So,
or we promoted him to be the vice president of the company. But anyway,
yeah, Tom is one of my local guys here, and yeah, the stabilizer jacks on the rear of the trailer, you can't put them down unless you've raised the trailer up somehow. Literally, you only have to go up on like a 2x4.
Cribbin.
But
now that's another video. Cribbin.
Mm-hmm. So, Jeff, it was a cargo trailer. So,
sort of like the trailer you get at I just had a brain fart.
I'll find pictures of it before the show's over.
Where's the place where you buy furniture and you got to put it together?
IKEA?
IKEA. It's an IKEA trailer. That's what you have.
Considering the repairs I need to do on the floor and stuff, yeah.
It's an IKEA trailer. It's the money pit.
Jody, I got to make videos first to start another channel. I'll say it before you guys can. But other than that,
Joe Brett, what's up with you? Oh, I'm sorry, Steve.
Yeah,
Jim Moore. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get out for Support Your Parks this weekend. But I've got to go over and do work on the trailer first. Luckily, one of the parks is close to where we park the trailer, so I'll go work on the trailer. Then I'll go play in the park, talk to them about Winter Field Day, so we can possibly set up out there. And if all goes well, I may have a new job by next week.
Cool.
Wow. I'm hoping to make a move.
Google?
No, God, no.
Those
cheap bastards.
Trailers are us.
No.
Hey, you're rewiring trailers.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve. Steve. This is I hear an opportunity knocking. All you gotta do is open that door.
I think you should be the manager of that department.
Right.
It's just a 4-hour run down there.
Sorry,
Jeff, I'm going to go over to Givans.
I was being technical support for Shane.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny.
He's in trouble.
I saw your mouth doing this, and I'm like, who's he talking to?
Right. Steve knows. Steve, I call Steve from work. I'm like, Steve.
Yeah.
Printer.
So, Joe, what you got going?
Not a whole lot. Went to a little radio event, Day in the Park. Video's out. If you hadn't seen it, check it out. That was a fun little event. The first time they done that was back in 2018. So from my understanding, it's not really a club thing, but there's two clubs that get together to host it. And they do it as a joint thing, which is cool. You don't see that a lot. But they're actually asked by the section manager here in Mississippi of ARRL to host this event. So I guess they're kind of obligated. But I remember the first year I went in 2018, they actually had a box truck sitting out there full of prizes. Everybody that showed up went home with something for free. That was cool. Well, they had a bunch of stuff again this year, but not a truckload. Still plenty. They had 3 different giveaways. The best thing about this thing is free lunch. Where do you go to a ham gathering and they feed you for free instead of selling you an $8 hamburger? You know,
What'd you get?
A silent
Hey,
keys
you haven't
funeral.
been to Carowinds. They want $19 for a freaking hot dog and fries.
dang. Well, I tell you in the video what I made out of their offerings, but other than that, yesterday my wife pulls this little stunt about somebody she knows, brother, happens to be a pilot and owns his own plane. So
Can we hold this? Can we hold this until about? I want to talk about this. Do you mind?
No, that's
Do you
fine.
mind?
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
We're gonna guys. We're gonna table this. Everybody in chat. We're gonna table
Ariel. Thank you for coming by.
an excellent Joe Brett story. Very endearing, fun, and I got to tell you, I'm sure there's some laughter in there somewhere. So okay.
So now we're down to the guest.
Yeah, ready to bring him on?
Absolutely.
You don't want to make
Yes.
him wait till the 30-minute mark? I mean, only another minute and a half.
We can blabber on for another minute and a half.
No, let's go ahead and bring him on. Tim, welcome to the show. How are we doing?
Tim, welcome. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, there we go. Well, you know, actually, you said the 30-minute mark. That was actually 2 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's right, because we started
go
late.
live, yeah,
That's
two-
right. So since we started
Yeah.
late, yeah.
That's
Went live
absolutely.
twice.
Hey, real quick, guys, before we go, this came up. I was thinking it when it happened, when Molson was talking about splitting a piece of wood and hit the thing, and Izzo, you mentioned something about Beverly Hillbillies or something. I think we should start calling Molson Jethro. What do you think?
Jethro most.
Oh, look, he's like, man, look at this.
He's
guy
got to
just comes on
Google
my
it. He don't
show.
know what it is.
I'm about ready to hit the. he's about
Don't
ready to
you
hit the
dare!
button.
Don't you
I
dare
know
call
exactly
him.
who Jethro is.
Don't
He's about
call
ready to
him
hit the
Granny.
button.
Don't call him Granny.
Wow. Okay. So how you guys doing?
Doing good. I need to.
I was good until you said that.
Oh, Daniel, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Oh.
I gotta highlight a comment here. Mike at NYO says, "Evening, all. I'm late. Start over, please." Mike, you don't know, but we started twice. On our end, we started twice. So it's not
There you go.
happening again.
Right. So Mike, when you do team replay, I think it's the 4th or 5th minute in is when the real story. Oh,
Welcome,
wait a minute.
crappy
Oh,
streamer.
Oh, look who joined. Oh my God, he made
I'm
it.
so pissed off right
You
now.
look like it. I'm afraid
don't-
to even say something. I'm afraid to even break your balls.
No, I don't know if it's a Chrome issue. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt here. I don't know if it's a
If you
Chrome
need a hug,
issue.
Come here.
I don't
Come
know.
here.
I
Come on.
need. Well, hold
Come
on. This is what I'm missing.
There you go.
All right.
I
Do
need to
that
go get mine.
first.
I'll be right back.
Now do that first, and then we'll all come real close, and we'll all give ourselves a hug, and then we'll say, "Get the f over it."
Are you hearing this mic or are you hearing my webcam?
Tap
I
your
think
mic.
your webcam.
Yep,
your
not
webcam.
that one.
Yeah, not that one.
Well,
So it sounds
Are-
like shit.
No, it
are-
sounds
No,
better than you usually do.
Okay, well that's
You even look. You
That's
even look
hurt.
better. Seriously. You even look better than what you normally do.
don't say that.
No, I'm
No.
being serious. Whatever settings are great.
No,
That's
these
the whole-
aren't settings. I'm not in control of any of this.
It's
I just
defaulted.
I turned off what I normally use to set everything up. I
Right.
turned that off, and then the browser just like, okay, try this. I'm gonna use this. So everything's washed out. Mic's not working.
Anyways,
Anyway,
Thank you, Vern.
thank you, Vern.
Vern
I appreciate
Vern
it.
says
Oh,
it's a lack of coffee, Shane.
it's a lack of whiskey. It's what the problem is.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, I think
I'm
all
gonna
of us
not
had
wreck the
problems.
show. So you guys go ahead.
I think all of us had problems with Chrome tonight. Because Steve had a problem. Daniel, you had a problem too. Izzo,
Me
didn't
too.
you have a problem?
Yeah, mine was weird, but it's whatever it did in 5 minutes. It just. But listen, this face is this ain't no award winning face
Mike.
here. So what did Mike say?
He's like, you have to go under audio settings and select. I mean, so used to talking into this, like it doesn't really matter. But
Shane, I
my
think you're.
habit is.
I think
Shane,
the
I think
prop
you're
looks
in that
great.
mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
It really does. No,
It's
seriously,
definitely not my webcam mic if it sounds good, but I don't have
Tap
any
on it again.
control over it.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's not that one.
So
Anyway.
Tim, welcome to the show, man.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, Tim.
No, hey, it's all right, man. It's how I roll. I wreak havoc everywhere I go.
Carlos, thanks for the beverage tonight, buddy.
Tim, I started watching your videos,
Yes, sir.
and you're having fun, aren't you?
I try to have fun.
Yes, you are,
I am. Yeah.
Guilty.
and that's what it's all about.
There we go.
Ooh,
There we
hey.
go.
We had to put you in the hot seat.
Yeah, I work a stressful job. It's not stressful. But it is. It can be. It's in the healthcare field, and when I walk away from work, I walk away, and I go out and have fun, and a big part of that has been in the last couple of years is POTA, was just getting out and doing ham radio. I liked ham radio, and get out and do it in the parks. And the pandemic came around, but I was still able to go out in the parks because I was by myself, and here I said. So I encourage people to do it. I encourage people to go out and have fun and walk away from work and stuff like that.
As they say, take us
Tim
to
said
the beginning. When'd you get licensed?
20.
And why? And why?
Well, I got harassed by a cop for having a scanner.
Good job, Joe.
Damn popos. But apparently here in Indiana,
Better walk
if
that
you
line.
have if you have a ham radio license here in the state of Indiana, you can have a scanner on your person. So I said to heck with it, and I went and got a ham radio license. But I've actually had a career in electronics and went to school for electronics and RF. So ham radio was just kind of a venture into something I already did. It was actually a challenge for me. I wanted to do something that was not work related, that I could enjoy. So I got licensed, and I got my tech license, I think in February of 2014, and within 6 months had my extra.
Nice.
What was your first setup? Do you remember?
I bought
your first ham radio purchase. What was it?
I bought a the Bofang. Everybody had the Baofeng. The first 2 meter, 70 centimeter radio I got was a Wushan something or another. It was the knockoff of the Yaesu, the 4-band Yaesu.
TYT.
I'm sorry.
The TYT 9800.
Yeah. I think TYT has a knockoff of it too, but the 4-band FM radio, and I had that in my truck for about a year. And then when I got my General, I bought a used 897, Yaesu 897, and had a great time with that. I think my first 5,000, 6,000 contacts was using JT65. So, that took me a while to do that. But it was, it wasn't something I really wasn't big in like talking on the radio. But I enjoyed the digital aspect of ham radio.
Now, are there a lot of VHF, UHF, FM repeaters or DMR in your like from home to work and your travels in the area, or?
Yeah. So out of I live south of Indianapolis, about 45 minutes, and worked on the north side of Indianapolis. There are several repeaters in there, wide coverage repeater on 2 meter that actually there was a couple of them. There'd almost be like a morning drive and an afternoon group of people that would jump onto repeaters to and from work. Because we have I-65, 465, and 65 that all go around the city. we get over the road truckers that would come through on regular routes that would also get involved in the group. So it was a good group of people, and sometimes they shifted between repeaters too.
So you start that, but simultaneously, so you mentioned DAZer. What antenna were you using?
Have you guys heard of an Eagle One?
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
I think
So-
Izzo's got one of those.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
From the old man who passed away.
Right. Yes. So I bought one from him at the Indianapolis Ham Fest. That was my first antenna. I had the little tripod out in the ground with the stakes hammered in and set it up. It was
Killer signal on 40. Killer signal on 40.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
So they're popular around here. I still have mine, and I actually took it off the tripod and actually mounted it to my the terminal post on the fence in the backyard.
Mhm.
I just put it out there, and it was great.
That's a good idea. You just, oh my God, I got to write this down. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm serious. This is
Hey, Izzo,
It'll be on
you
team
can
replay.
just replay the stream.
There you go.
okay. That's right. Thank you.
He won't remember to do
Hey,
that.
I won't
Izzo,
remember it because I keep forgetting to take my ginkgo blaninko or whatever the heck that pill is.
Hey,
Hey,
Ginkgo.
Izzo, I'll send you a link to the replay.
Send me a link.
Yeah.
No, because
It'll
I
be an
know.
affiliate link though.
Yes. I know the Eagle One. I think somebody bought the company. I don't know if it was family or friends or whatever, but they've redone it again. I know originally when they came out, there was not a whole lot of documentation out, but it really made you get out and start thinking and how you going to do it. I just mounted it to the trailer hitch on my truck and threw it up in the air, and like I said, on 40 meters, 60 meters, it became a compromise, but I still made a decent amount of contacts on 60. 20 meters, I did not follow what the other POTA friends were doing. Did you lay out any ground radios? Everyone said just lay out 3-4 ground radios on 20 meters, and that thing will play. It'll sing on 20 if you want it to. I never did it.
So I did run some ground wires out in my backyard along the fence line, and where it's at, I've got about 6 feet, and then it goes into a farm field. But I ran them in a couple different directions, and I had a great performance. I mean, and that's one that essentially it's a 40-meter quarter wave plain wire antenna. There's nothing vertical. There's nothing fancy to it. It's not like the DX Commander. So you did have to use a 10-to-1 tuner with that.
Yes,
but it worked good. It tuned up well. I think my first contact on air, voice contact, was a Russian station. So it was,
nice.
it surprised me.
Did you take it on the road with you for POTA, or did you use a different antenna for POTA? Like what?
I did not. So at that point, POTA wasn't around yet. I did take it a couple times with me camping. I've been a Boy Scout leader for many years. And so I would take it with me to campouts and stuff and set up a radio and let the kids play and listen to the weird people on shortwave at night when we go go to summer camp and stuff. So
kids get a kick out of that stuff, though. Believe it or not, they really do.
They do. We did a summer camp. It was what they call a lone troop. We went down when they did the national jamboree at the first year in the one in West Virginia. So we had a bunch of kids that went down to the national jamboree, but then we also took our troop down and did it. So we set up our own summer camp, and I brought some old computers from work and brought those down, and we were doing just merit badge.
What's old? Gateway? Like what's old? Gateway?
They were probably Dells or something. Just old computers that
Steve's shaking his head.
Yeah, computers that had been taken out of service. I mean, they had lived past the service
transferred to an alternate location.
Well, I did. I grabbed them off the dock because they were waiting to go to recycling. And I grabbed them, and nothing usable, but I brought them with me, and I said, "Here, guys, and we tore them apart, and we talked about all the electronics. These kids, they dove in and they ripped those things apart, pulled all the boards out, pulled all the screws out, had them all lined up. They had a great time. And I'm like,
That's a fun activity.
right. And it didn't cost us anything. And they learned something from it. It very hands-on.
Yes,
So
Ken. They
you
fell off the-
just you guys were talking about the Eagle One antenna, so I was looking them up. So heard of them many times, and there is a gentleman who purchased the company, from what I understand, is still making the Eagle One antennas. Hopefully that the specs and the quality is maintained. I'm looking at the website, and I'll be honest with you, it's unfortunate that when you go there, there's like no information. Like for instance, Eagle One hitch package, $235. I don't know what it is. Doesn't say what the antenna is good for. Doesn't say what it comes with. Doesn't say what the kit is. Doesn't. So it's but hopefully the legacy of what was the name of the owner again? Hold on.
Was it Bill? Was it Bill? I think.
I think it was Bill.
Whiskey
Bill?
ate something.
Because his wife would answer the phone sometimes.
Yeah.
It was Steve.
And literally she'd hand him the phone.
Yeah.
And
Steve,
the
Whiskey
man,
Alpha
and the man would
Foxtrot
walk,
X-ray.
and the man
And
would
his wife
walk you
was,
through anything and take your call.
And that website that they
Georgia.
used to have was absolutely terrible.
Yeah. Well,
It was not
he literally built those things in his garage and threw them underneath
Right.
his
Yep.
mobile home, and he basically sold them out of the back of the mobile home at Ham Fest throughout the summer. They would drive around and go to various Ham Fest and do that.
Yes.
And that was that was really done before people were buying stuff online, and I mean, to some
Pre-made
degree, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of his business model. The person that's taken over the company or bought the company, I'm not sure, but Molson, I agree with you. Last time I looked at their site, it lacked a lot of information.
So the information on it's actually down in the About Us section on the homepage.
Not
It's
on the
not-
actual product itself.
Not on the actual product itself. Because, well, the product is all the
That's
same. It's
SEO
just,
optimization.
right.
Is that a Wix website or one of those?
Yeah.
Hang on. Powered by GoDaddy.
Ooh.
Listen.
Because
So
even
they
the
need
Clubhouse has a rocking website.
listen. I really don't feel it's fair to knock the marketing side of this. Yes.
Oh, no.
we
Tristan's
will
doing
all-
good with it.
Right. They have taken some improvements. I think they had a couple setbacks.
Mhm.
They're sort of in a holding pattern, I believe, but I will tell
Yeah,
you,
broke
like
it in
many other good antennas, they're right in that package of, if you're looking for this type of an antenna, it's right there. It's like the DX Commander. Again, if you're looking for a vertical, you want to do something, go for it. If you're looking for a wire, you know what you're going to do. You're going to get a TN07. You're going to get a Coffee and Ham radio, a Nelson, so whatever. There you go, Abe. There you go. That will probably solve a lot of trouble, wouldn't it?
Well,
the
thing is, if you go on the thing is though, you go on the website, you don't know what it is. Like that's
Right.
literally the problem. Is it doesn't say what bands it covers unless you go all the way down in a side, like he was saying, there's a side little blurb
Right.
that says it. You don't know if you need to buy the Eagle antenna and then you have to buy the Eagle One tripod package. Do you buy them separately? If you buy the tripod package, does it come with the antenna? It's so like it would be amazing to see a little bit more detail on this.
Listen, I will tell you, and I failed. I am a man, and when I fail, I will tell you I failed. One of my last conversations with him was I told him, I gave him my POTA stats, and I thought he dropped the phone. I said, I'm not lying. These are my stats. I'll even mail them over to you if you want. Do I have a permission to do a video, and you can upload it to the video? And I'll do a how to, because there was a couple others on YouTube who did the how to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but please consider uploading it on, embed it into your website, have your webmaster, whoever's doing all that kind of stuff. And I failed because I never got around to it. I started playing around with other antennas, and then I heard he passed away, and I felt bad because I felt like I let him down as well as myself, because it's just a fun antenna to use if you want to use that type of an antenna. And James uses it, KEAP's
PZN. Yep.
PZN. He
That's
uses
the one.
that
Is the
antenna.
wire on the inside of the
It is.
of the mast?
It is,
So
right.
it's all like self
Right.
enclosed. It's so yeah. Okay.
I
Kinda.
even copied it one day. I had nothing else better to do one day, and I started making my own on the outside. I took a MGS mast, and it worked fine.
Mhm.
Again, this is about experimentation. Just so, anyway. But
But
anyway,
I have
Tim,
to say, the smoking
okay.
ape is right. The Cartena is a good antenna. I have the
It
Aries.
is. I have one.
I enjoyed it. So
You have one too. See, I am
I've got
telling
one.
you, if you're looking for a wire antenna, and again, that Coffee and Ham Radio website is there. Listen, you guys know they're a great group of guys. First of all, they're selling a good product.
Depends on the day.
And that's
that ain't-
questionable.
that ain't guy.
Uh-oh.
That is
I heard he couldn't get past customs and to go into Canada.
It's what stanky feet dot something or other, or something like that. What was somebody post their website down there? I thought that's what it was.
Shane, I don't know if you heard us before, but when Molson gets that ice skating rink up, I think we're going to have a hockey game, us versus them, Clubhouse versus Coffee and Ham Radio. We're gonna have a hocky game.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
See, it's,
Yes, it will.
listen,
I
I have to
don't wanna-
confess.
I don't wanna-
The reason why Abe can't come to Canada is because I sent my buddy his picture who works at the border, customs and immigration. And I said, dude, I need to get this guy's call sign and where he lives. And he says, no problem, but I can only do it if I launch an investigation into him. So I said, do it. And so now Abe can't come into Canada.
Yeah, but what happens if Ape uses a Halloween costume and dresses
Right.
a little bit like you?
Or Michael Myers.
Exactly. Guess what? He's going to go right in. Hello, welcome,
Hey.
welcome home.
Hey, drop that link, son.
Yeah, see, there he is.
Can't find it.
He's claiming he's in Canada right now. All he's going to say is, "Hey," and he's going to have a bottle of maple syrup with him. Come on in.
Anyways, not to derail Tim.
Poor Tim.
Poor Tim.
Squirrel.
Tim, you know our show, Tim. You know our show.
No, absolutely.
And hell, man, we're 51 minutes into this, and we're still talking radio. So I still think we're doing pretty good.
And there's 101 people watching.
Wow.
Thank you, Shane. That's why you're on.
Yeah.
You got to let everyone know how many people are watching.
I know. Thank you. There you go, Abe. Just for you, buddy.
Joe Brett's got it.
Oh,
So
there it is.
I'm going to add on that car antenna while we're talking about it. I put it in the chat, but like Mike and Jason and Shane and all you guys that's in that general location in Texas, I can never hardly hear. Every now and then I get Mike, but Tank was on the car antenna about a week ago, doing some POTA, and he was S9 solid, just loudest I've heard somebody. And I'm like, "What are you using?" And he says, "I'm using the car antenna."
Band conditions are up.
Dang.
The Apollo or the Aries?
I don't know which one he was using.
You know, the king of the J, the 2 meter J pole.
Michael.
He talks some positive things about that car antenna too.
That means something.
Yeah, and that is another thing. That was my first 2 meter antenna, 2 meter 7 centimeter antenna, was one of Michael's J poles, copper J poles.
Okay.
So Tim, what do you have? Do you have like a station at the house, and then you go out and you play? Like, what do you got?
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff. So I carry about 4 different radios, just depending on how I feel.
Good man.
So I've got the I've got an 850. Well, I still have the 897.
Thanks, Abe.
I also have an 857, which is it's essentially the same radio. It's just in a mobile footprint. So desktop footprint versus mobile footprint. All the programming's the same, menus are the same. And those are kind of nice. They're 100 watt, all band, all mode radios. I've got a 991A that I used to have here at the house. I drag it around with me. I have an IC 7300 that I used to have here at the house. I drag around with me. And I got one of those. Radio. What's that?
The great POTA radio.
You know, I like
the
7300. It's a little big, but the filtering and yeah, I think it just sounds just much better. Plus, trying to film my POTAs and stuff, I like the bigger display. It makes flashy lights, and people like to watch the flashy lights. So
yeah,
and
don't drop it off the back of the truck.
Keeps on ticking.
Yeah. Just don't do what Shane did.
I got one of those Zygu 6100s.
Mm-hmm. What do you
which
think?
I don't dislike it. You know, it's there's some quirks with it, but mine's actually the battery died on the inside, so it's yeah. I reached out to Radiodity. They actually replied back, and they're going to set up a RMA for it. So that's good. I did break down and buy a Flex.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
there we go.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Big
Nice.
timer.
Yeah.
Easy, Shane.
Big timer. Yeah.
Jim's adding
love
you to his
Flex.
ham alert right now.
Mhm.
I know, right?
Flex
Everybody should.
Well,
Hey,
we're gonna
God,
be, we're gonna
add
be
Tim.
flexing, bro.
Yeah, add Tim to your ham alert, everybody.
I bought the Flex because, because Jim just took off and got on these big live streams and everything. And I figured, what the heck, I'll get a Flex too, so I can be famous. And now here I am on the Ham Radio Clubhouse with
I'm sorry.
97 people in but
See, Ape, it's not just me.
Oh, that was great.
What did Ape do?
No, Ape always complains that I remind everyone how many people are watching.
Shane's being courteous.
Yeah.
Thank you, Philly.
Being a good host.
I actually co-hosted a live stream for about a year in the Overlanding community. So
So what do you?
Ed, thanks for the
you see-
$10 super
Do you
chat.
see
buddy.
a
We
lot of
appreciate it.
similarities between the Overland group and the Ham Radio group? Do you see a lot of dedicated? How I do it, how you do it, and we kind of all share. And
there are, and they're just like in Ham Radio. There's people of all different experience levels, all different. What do they want to do? Do they want to get out and rock climb, or they want to run trails, or they just want to jump snowbanks in a mall parking lot? I mean, you see them all, and it's kind of, you get the same thing here in Ham Radio too. So, and it's interesting. I started originally with the other channel, just because I was stuck at home. I was living vicariously through a lot of people on YouTube that had the ability to go out and do fun things. And so I actually ordered a Ford Bronco when it was released. Well, let me rephrase that. I put my money down and made my reservation when Ford first announced it, and then was able to order it right away. And I think about a year and a half after I initially put the money down, I got my Bronco. So I've had it since 2021, the fall of 2021. So
is the tray, when you open up the tailgate,
Mhm.
and that tray that comes, is that OEM or is that aftermarket?
that particular one is aftermarket.
Okay.
Ford did a pretty good thing with the Bronco. I'm not sure if Jeep does this too. I'm sure they do, but they worked with a bunch of companies, aftermarket companies, to make products. And instead of trying to just brand them Ford, they just sell them through their Ford online site.
Because when I saw that, I drooled. When I saw it, and I saw more over. And then I went to, because I follow a couple different Overland channels.
Yeah.
But other people are obviously using it for different things than us ham radio operators. But every time I watch your videos and you have your radio on that tray, if that's the right word, or what's the official name of it?
It's called a tray table.
The tray table. Okay.
Yeah. Or a tailgate table.
Tailgate table. I'm like, I don't know what's better, the dog on Molson's lap or the tray on the tailgate. It was just I'm like, oh my God, that is like a perfect accessory. It's perfect for us in the ham radio world.
And it works out great. And it's multi-use. So, if you're camping and you want to throw a stove or something or a prep for food, it's right there.
I was gonna say, what's the weight limit on that tray?
I don't know. I don't know.
128 pounds, like the tray table in the 7.3.
Sure, why not?
Listen,
I haven't stressed it. Let's put it that way.
It's gonna hold. It's gonna
Shane,
hold an
you know that.
Izzo.
Break it there.
It's going to hold an Izzo ashtray someday. So guess what? We're good. I mean, that's multi-purpose.
I'm
But-
thinking
No,
it's
so
gonna
I
hold
thought it was a
a
great
small
idea.
Blackstone,
Go get
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
20 pounds or so.
it would support that. It's there's strips inside the it's a no drill table, but there's strips on the inside that I put in. I mean, it's part of the install that there's like 4 bolts that go into each one of those, one on the top, one on the bottom. So it's pretty stout.
Okay.
Because I thought of like what I carry in the back of my pickup truck. I always carry a camping table. That option, you don't really need to carry a camping table because there you go. You know,
Yeah, and that's so that kind of is how I got into doing the ham radio channel. I started doing videos, getting out, doing things, using your Bronco, Jeep, whatever, just get out, have fun. And I was using POTA as kind of that example of, you know, here I'm off, I'm in the park, out in the woods. My home park here is a forest. And, you know, I got the tray table down, I throw up my radios, I get on the air, I have fun. And all of a sudden some people started, you know, hey, I want to know a little bit more about ham radio. And so instead of kind of polluting or cross contaminating the themes of the channel, you know, and more than just here's an activity that you can do outdoors with your vehicle, I started up the GraymanPOTA channel to really to do 2 things. One, do more with ham radio, but also to get more in depth with like electronics projects and stuff like that. That is of interest to a different crowd. And there are some. Jason, Ham Radio 2.0, I was watching his live stream and he was talking about being out at the one of the I think maybe Expo, Overland Expo West or something.
Or
no, the More Expo.
More Expo? Yep.
And More Expo. And he was talking about all of the people there that were interested in ham radio and in the overlanding community, which I agree. There's a lot of people
show up at the forum we did.
Yeah.
There at More Expo. I bet there's probably 20 people that showed up for that.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Right.
For just a small show.
That's good. That's
so
good.
And then there's the GMRS crowd that wants the communications, but there are people that are interested in more of the I'm in a canyon, GMRS, or, you know, FM 2 meter UHF VHF is not really going to work. I mean, we all know that, right? Because of the geography and everything.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of positioning it. It's like, well, you know, here, jump on 20 meters, throw you up a wire, and you can talk to people all over the world from your campsite. So there's definitely crossover and there's interest in there, and I'll probably start exploring some more of those videos next spring. How
long have you been doing the overlanding now?
I've been doing some form of camping and stuff with the scouts for probably 12 years. This is really, you know, I've kind of switched from glamping in a tent to, well, glamping in a tent, but I've always had some kind of a 4-wheel drive. And I'm not like a big off-roader or like rock crawler. You know, I'd love to live out west and get out in the desert and do some of that stuff. Around here, it's more trails and everything, but I wanted a vehicle that would get me where I wanted to go and reasonably feel comfortable that I'm not going to get stuck or, you know, be in a position to where I can't get myself out. And that's part of the reason. I like the Bronco. I don't dislike the Jeeps. I almost bought a Gladiator, but I felt so scrunched in. It just the seating cockpit was small or smaller than I liked, but then the Bronco came around and I gave it a look-see.
So every time I looked at the Gladiator, my wallet just started crying.
Well, there is that. And, you know, and they only keep going up in price too, which is unfortunate.
Right. Yeah.
And the used ones are all holding. Every Jeep that I've seen that's even 20 years old, it's, you know.
But you know what Jeep stands for? Just empty every pocket.
Very good.
It's going to cost you.
Very good.
You know, I have never heard that before, but you're absolutely right.
I have too many friends that have had Jeeps, and I'll stay away from them.
You know, it was funny. Like people waiting. There was such a delay in people getting their vehicles that, you know, sometimes they probably had $30,000 or $40,000 tied up in aftermarket parts sitting in their garage, and they hadn't even taken delivery of their vehicle yet. You know, and it's like the Jeep in the sense, you know, they have different models. Different models have different features in them. I've got the Badlands, which is kind of the equivalent to the Rubicon, as far as it's like, here's the top of the line off-road, factory off-road package.
So Tim, you've always been doing the overlanding at some level.
Yeah.
You had some electronic background, then you get your ham radio license. Now you're seeing how we can incorporate the two. I want to create a balance in my life, like what we all should be doing, and what like many of us do. Especially with POTA, how it just really allows you to really, no matter whether you do it in a parking lot, to a trail, to a whatever, you are really releasing those endorphins and having some fun. And it does create a balance. But then you say, I want to do YouTube. So now you have this other layer now. And did you just start off just filming, or are you using your phone? Like where are you as far as the whole YouTube behind the scenes? How does GraymanPOTA produce his videos?
So I shoot everything on an iPhone. I
Great
do.
way to do it.
I have a GoPro, and you know, I'm not worried about it. So I mean, I can throw it out to grab some outdoor B-roll. I also have an Insta360, which is kind of cool. And
those
I throw that out.
Shane's attention. Look, you got Shane's attention.
I throw that out on a selfie stick, which, you know, becomes invisible, and I put it out at an outward angle from my bumper, so it kind of looks like the uninitiated. It looks like a drone, you know, kind of going in front of you, which is kind of a neat view. There's some downsides to it, but in general, it's definitely added some neat views to things.
Yeah,
I bet you could probably stick one out hanging off the edge of the balloon or something. And
so yeah, it's funny you say that.
Funny you said that.
I have a clamp sitting right over here that attaches to the burner frame, so that you can take the selfie stick and extend it out, so that
No
you can
kidding.
so you can look all the way from inside the balloon to under the balloon. Anyway, yeah.
Get that undercarriage. There you go.
Yep. I put I've just a Hero 5 session at the moment, which is a little square cube, and I put that on the balloon this past weekend, and it was fantastic. I'm editing that video right now. Anyway,
cool.
Speaking of editing, so now let's go to the editing now. So what do you do for editing?
Adobe Premiere.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I've asked these questions, because if there are people who are watching this or on Team Replay listening on the podcast, again, this is not hard. You create what you want to do, how you want to do it, and it's always fun to hear how other people do it with a lot of common things that we already have and everything. And you start playing around and you figure out, you know, what kind of rabbit hole you want to go down to. You know,
I shoot all the main stuff. I just do it on an iPhone. I kept my last phone, the one I upgraded. I got a 14 Max, so I don't know, it was like a 12 Max or whatever it was, but it still got, it shoots in 4K, so I shoot 4K 30. Does a great job. I've played around with 2 camera shots, and I do record sometimes with 2 cameras, so I use my actual iPhone that I take calls on and shoot with it also. I've done some 2 camera stuff in Premiere, which works great. The only problem is, because I shoot in 4K, trying to manage that big of a mess, sometimes the 2 streams and with the 4K. I've got an upgraded computer. I mean, I've got graphics doohickey on it and some other dingus.
You do the clap thing when you start. Do you clap to sync the audio?
No, it'll sync it for you. You just literally grab both pieces of audio or both pieces of video or multiple pieces, put them together and tell it to create a multi-camera sequence, and it'll go through and analyze it and sync everything up.
Nice. Because
Yeah.
used to, I would sit on the table and I'd start my cameras, then I'd do this big giant clap so that I could see a spike in the video, and then I could just slide them together. And
Oh,
then I could do
nice.
my cuts that way. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
But
I-
now
I-
everything's gotten all fancy.
You got fancy. They just released now in the latest one AI that'll go through and cut all the dead space out and the ums and the ahs, which I still do.
Joe Brett uses that one.
What's that?
We're
He has
all
a lot of. He has a lot of ums.
just so you know, we're all in AI right now. So this is
Yeah.
is our AI face tonight, everybody.
Joe
Oh,
Brett.
my arms.
Yeah, you got an AI that cuts out all your ums, right?
No, I use a silent detection that cuts out all the silent parts.
Oh, okay. Where he
I
goes,
As soon as I hear a I cut that out myself. Oh hell no!
But
I think
I
Cade
tell
MRD
you
Mike,
what.
he shoots all his on a cell phone too.
yeah. Oh yeah. No,
It's so easy.
do it
that
now
way.
he's using DaVinci,
Mhm.
which I
use
I
Filmora.
actually started with DaVinci, and at the time it wasn't that it was so new, because that program's been around for a while, but it was used in professional movie houses, and
Yeah.
that's where its claim to fame is, and the color grading and everything. But as far as like the plugins and the things like that, they just weren't, one, readily available, but two, they say it's free, but unless you want some advanced functionality, and it's not so free. And I'm like, well,
No.
crap, if I'm gonna have to pay for it, I'm gonna pay for something that I can readily find videos on how to do certain things. Because one of the things I do when every time I make a video, I try to find something new,
Right.
right? Try to add something new to it, something that I can go and learn and try to add it to the video and just be a little bit different with it. Like this last video I put up, the people that I was having the QSOs with, I was popping up their QRZ photos,
Oh, nice.
or for the Canadians, the QRZ photos.
I was when I was doing the last POTA I did, I was putting up their name and where they were from and how far away they were,
Yeah.
doing the distance calculation. But that's not a bad idea. Is popping up their QRZ photos. Of course, it's been 150 years since I've done a POTA, so I need to get out there and film a POTA video at some point.
Yeah. The only problem is, some of them didn't have photos up, so it just had the, QRZ, you don't have a photo here kind of thing. I put that in there. And then one of them had a young gal holding the creepy old man. It's the young girl holding the.
That was
the
Whiskey One
radio.
Foxtrot Yankee Golf, right? He
Ah, stole my idea.
The
Oh.
pinup girl.
Yeah.
Stole my idea, didn't you?
Shane,
Well,
what
it
was
was,
your
it was
last
like a
photo?
1980s icon pinup girl.
Well, that would have
Sorry.
been
The hair and
That would have been Farrah Fawcett, Heather Thomas, Suzanne Summers, God rest her soul, and a whole bunch of them back
no,
then.
not pinup girls, icon pinup girls. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, wrong one.
Well, it might have been Yezu too, or Kenwood. I don't know. One of them.
Oh, that was the what did they call him? Because they were talking. We had this conversation when we were up at Hamvention.
Oh,
How there used to be
the Hamfest bunnies.
the Hamfest bunnies, and I'm just sitting here scratching my head, going, "What?" Like, they're as in they would have scantily.
Have you been to a
Listen.
motorcycle rally?
No, I don't.
Listen.
I don't. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there's-
I haven't missed that
there's-
too. But that's more appropriate than a
there's-
ham radio show, because I don't see a babe in a bathing suit associated with an Icom 7300. That's just-
Nextel.
All right.
Nextel-
You never know.
Next-
Some guy might. I'm sure someone along the line are like, ham radio cured my ED. Like,
I was gonna say,
but
think about
I'll
the
have-
put the
demographic
D
of the hobby.
in DB.
Listen,
they have
guys, you
agencies
go back.
they have agencies that they use, modeling agencies that all kinds of shows, car shows, motorcycle
Right.
shows.
NASCAR did it,
Show.
and
I'm
NASCAR
not
still
knocking
does
it. I'm just saying.
but it was
I
just
just
more
feel
prevalent.
Like how to
Listen,
play.
the Nextel girls,
The Nextel girls.
Mm-hmm.
at the tracks were, and again, depending on where they were in the zippered jumpsuit that said Nextel to look like a race car driver. Other times that the zip was down a little bit more. We call it the claw, to show a little bit of cleavage. Or sometimes it would just be the Daisy Dukes and what do you
And cowboy
call it?
boots.
Yeah, and the girls would tie that shirt over here. Whatever it is, and they always kiss the driver for winning. That was half the reason why you won the race. Not only did you get a check and a trophy, but you got a kiss.
I was gonna say, now the trophy wives are usually the one they're giving the kiss.
Right.
So
And Steve, to answer your question, it was April 22nd. Was my last POTA.
yes, I know.
What have you been doing? I even went POTAing this summer.
Yes, you did.
Shane,
And
you're
you
getting
met
out
Tom.
this weekend.
You met Tom.
Tommy boy.
We got
Support your
Bolson.
first
Don't
flying
forget,
this
we got to
weekend.
get Tom on this show too. Please.
What?
We
Who's
got
Tom?
the guy who he met up in Canada, up on the lake, the family friend, the friend of the family.
Oh, gotcha.
Anyway. So Tim, how far do you, like, when you do your parks? Are you pretty much a parking lot guy? Do you go a little bit further in, or does it just depend on?
Well, I'm fat, right? So I don't hike my ass too far. More than I have to. No, I don't.
It's called the Fat Man POTA Club.
Exactly. So the guy, the
Pleasantly round.
the guys that take off and hike in and do those. If I can drive my truck to the summit, I'm in for soda.
Right.
But I do like to go away. So like I said, the park, my home park that's just 10 minutes away from me is a state forest. And I try to get away from people. Not that I don't want to be around them, and not that I'm ham bod. There we go. Not that I'm opposed to talking to people when I'm doing. I like kind of just being out in nature and kind of being away from them. So I'm isolated in that standpoint. But a lot of times I'll drive up, park my truck, open up the back end, drop the table, set up the rig.
There you go.
And do my thing. And I can generally be on the air in less than 10 minutes. And
there's nothing wrong with that, and that's still called fun. FUN. So there you go. And you're making content. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you do for a battery?
So I actually have two 40 amp circuits directly wired in the back of my truck. So I can run a couple HF radios back there without any problems. And but then I have a Bioenno 20 amp hour battery and a 4.5 amp battery that I use with the QRP radio.
Now, if you plug into the truck, do you run do you have a battery with a battery isolator under the hood? How are you?
No, I just run off the same battery.
You're a brave man.
Yes, you're brave.
You're a brave man. You're a lot more braver, and you got more hair than me. So God bless you.
I'll jump start it off the Bioenno if I have to.
There you go. That's called ham and
now that's a video right
there,
man. That's a video right there.
No, I put a meter in and I watch my consumption. I don't let it run for hours. I mean,
speaking of consumption, I'll be right back.
Imagine that. Hey guys, last call. I'm down to 12.5. I got volts. I got to run here. Get them in now. Hurry up.
Yeah, I mean I'll just I watch it. I don't let it really run for more than an hour.
Right.
Without starting the truck up and doing those kind of things and just making sure it's good. I also run my lines are outside of the BMS. So I don't get any of the interference of the truck or anything like that.
Interesting. How many?
I have thought about getting a second battery.
Mm-hmm.
Just not sure where I'd put it.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
why that doesn't make a difference. They make an aftermarket product to a tray, a strap. You'll be good to go. How many parks in your region, say like within 100 miles from you or 50 miles, do you have a lot of? Does Indianapolis in that general area, Indiana, have a lot of?
Central Indiana does not have a lot of parks. There's two in Indianapolis. One is an old Army base that's out on the east side of town, and there's one on the waterfront downtown and on the river that goes through. Where I live, there's 2 in fairly close proximity to me in my county. You go down south, there's Lake Monroe. There's like 12 or 13 around the lake. And this weekend, we're going to another area to go to an off-road park, and there's like 5 or 6 in that area. My wife doesn't know this yet. I did tell her. I said, look, the place we're going, the SRA, the state recreational area, it is a POTA entity. And I just told her, I said, so be prepared that I'm going to pull the radio out and do an activation while we're there. I just didn't tell her that there's like 4 other parks in the general vicinity that we're going to stop.
That's why they make flowers for us.
Well, she's pretty
Flowers and
good at
chocolates, flowers, chocolates, jewelry stores, pocketbook stores, Kohl's. It doesn't make it there. Whatever she likes, Etsy, whatever, Amazon.
She's pretty good at. She loves to read.
There you
loves
go.
to read, so she'll grab a book and be fine. She goes when we go to these Bronco events and stuff like that.
Does she help you? Is she like your antenna girl? Will have you?
Nope.
She doesn't. She doesn't help you do anything.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, she did in the beginning when I first started shooting.
All right
video
then. Well, all right then. She did
for
that.
the other channel, but
Right.
that quickly
Got old.
yeah, that got old pretty quick. So yeah, so I've learned to do a lot of my own camera work, I guess.
No, I didn't know she helps you put up the antenna. Antenna girl.
No.
Can you help? Or do you mind?
No, my kids won't even help me. They'd rather play Minecraft or something.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, I have 3 kids. I have an older one. He's 20. He'll be 23. But I have 2 young ones that are still in the house, 6 and soon to be 11. My 11-year-old, he kind of, when I was looking in to start learning Morse code again, he kind of got interested. And now that's waned off, unfortunately. But I was hoping that I'd have a practice buddy that we could do it together.
You never know.
Yeah.
Never. So you like sideband and digital, and so where are you with? So you just alluded to something. Is CW a new or a love that you have?
So back in the 80s when I was in high school, a lot of my CB friends, because I was part of that CB crowd from the 80s,
Like all of us,
they ventured over to Shane's like that me. They ventured over.
I mean, I had one
ham
but
radio, and
not the 80s.
I wasn't interested in learning Morse code, and I probably would have gotten licensed back then had I had a bigger interest in it. During COVID, I tried learning Morse code, and I signed up and worked with one of those groups that uses Zoom as a means to get everybody together to do that. And what I found out during COVID, something I knew, but never had really explored the full depth of it, was my hearing loss. I had had a documented hearing loss when I left the service from being in machinery rooms for extended period of time without hearing protection. Today they'd be wearing hearing protection. Back then it wasn't required, and so it wasn't a thing. And I didn't realize until COVID, when everybody was wearing masks, how much I used people's mouths moving to fill in the blanks, to essentially read lips. That became one. The other one is that I was trying to sit with a group of people that used a variety of different keys and keyers and things to practice, and there are several tones that I just can't hear, or it's difficult for me to hear. Now, when you do it over the air, you can adjust your side tone. You can adjust the pitch of the other station by how you dial your frequency in. So that's much easier. But in a setting in a room where I'm dependent on what their tone is, it caused a lot of problems. It created a lot of frustration for me, and I became very angry. Not at anybody, but just angry at the situation. I stopped doing it. So since then, I've gotten hearing aids. I can hear a little bit better. The digital, the DSP, the signal processing in the hearing aids is awesome. It's like bionic ears now. I can hear people talking across the restaurant amongst themselves. Yeah, so it's like but definitely like bionic hearing. But so what I have done, actually a couple of weeks ago, Kyle's live stream, he had George on from the Long Island CW Club, and I'm been kind of interested in giving it another shot. While looking at their website, I noticed they had an assistive device for people with hearing problems that they've developed and are building and selling. And it's a device that listens. You can dial in on the tone, and it is both haptic feedback and lights. And so I reached out to him, talked to him, and I went ahead and purchased one. So it just showed up. So my goal is to do it now, but actually use it with a device. So I'm throwing it out there.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I'm throwing it out there now that my goal is to learn this, and I'm going to use the device to do it. So that'll probably be a series of videos on the channel.
Sure, absolutely, and that'll also give a lot of encouragement.
Next week's video.
And listen, and if nothing else, it's a lot of encouragement, because I'm kind of watching the chat there, and other guys who might be, again, hey folks, listen, this show, we talk about everything. We talk about the medical stuff. We talk about the ham radio. We learned last week that I used to stutter. This is what we're here for, man.
We talk about the gout.
We talk about the gout. Listen, we're all bros, man. We're all in this together. At one time or another, we're all going to be there, one way or another.
73 Mo.
Izzo,
Mo,
Abe sent me a message, told me I needed to talk about my colonoscopy experience.
You save that for coffee and ham radio.
Yeah, you do that when you go on that Saturday. That's that Saturday morning show, right, Shane?
Yeah, that's those guys.
Yeah. Well, listen. Let's just take a quick break here for a minute, and I think it's important we get a.
Should we play commercials?
Yeah.
Do we have commercials?
Yes,
we do.
For the gout.
Wow.
I mean, technically, I could roll commercials, but that would probably piss a lot of people off, so I won't do that.
Let's get a motion for the administrative side of the house, and let's get Tim as a.
I will second that if you're making that motion.
Sure, I'll make it. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Tim.
All right, Tim.
We'll send you a bill.
I was starting to think Joe Brett was going to be a holdout on me there.
Well, but that keeps it legal. That keeps it legal. As they say.
There you go.
All right, so now Tim,
So there was
we got to ask you some very important questions here, though.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Chicken, steak, or fish?
Steak all day long.
How do you like your steak?
Raw.
Mooing.
Medium rare. Medium rare.
Coffee drinker?
Oh, absolutely. I'm Navy guy. Come on.
Or do you make cake?
I'm sorry.
I said, do you like your coffee black, or do you make cake? As in, you put sugar and cream and all that crap.
Oh yeah, I throw a little bit of half and half in there.
Okay,
just kind of ease it out.
That's
just
acceptable.
Mellow it out a little bit.
Get some good coffee, and you want. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Vern. Oh wait.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking of, Shane.
Vern or Carlos, one of the two.
Once again, Navy guy. We drink coffee.
You drink coffee.
I drove an 18-wheeler for years, so I drink truck stop coffee black. So.
Actually, there's probably not much difference between gas station coffee and Navy coffee.
Joe.
Yeah,
Ninja Room coffee.
Yeah. Snack? Are you like a snack guy? All right, I'll cut
trail
the
mix
chase.
maybe.
Do you like barbecue potato chips?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Don't ask that question around here.
I thought everybody loved barbecue chips.
What's your favorite band?
You know, I'm thinking
You
like
and Mac.
Ozzy Osbourne or Molly Hatchet, but 20
I'll
meters.
go with that. Go with
love
that.
Molly
20
Some
and
Molly
40 are
Hatchet.
my two favorite bands.
Okay, so for your hand bands, what do you like?
20 and 40.
20 and 40.
Yeah,
Have you met our Lord and Savior 17 meters?
You
and
know,
15?
I think I made some contacts to Africa the other day on 17 meters.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, well,
It's like
yeah,
20, only a little quieter.
yeah. It was on FT8, but yeah, 20 and 40 are just they're easy,
Dependable.
You know, you get out there, you jump, you throw the.
They
thing
are
up in the
dependable,
air.
Shane. You're right.
You can tune up a coat hanger and get on 20 meters, so ain't nothing wrong with that.
But 10
Beautiful
meters is
fishing gear.
popping like crazy, though. 10 meters
It
is
is.
popping, and we're
So-
going to, go ahead.
It's funny thing. I've been trying now. I'm getting ready to make my 5th attempt to make 10 contacts on 10 meters with 10 watts. And I've done it 4 times already, but I only get like 3 or 4 contacts, and the bands are popping. I'm going out there. The last one, I had a contact in France and turned around and had a contact up in Washington State. So I'm at this point, I'm going from Washington State to France is my stretch on 10 watts. And it was clear as day. The band was open. There was a lot of people chasing DX and not too many people looking for parks.
Do you do any work on 6 meters? Because we have to make Mike N8YO happy here. Any 6 meter playing
We
around?
don't have to make Mike happy.
Yes, we do.
You
Maybe
know,
the
Clubhouse, not Mike show.
Maybe for a little bit.
yeah. So it seems like every time I go, I look, you know, when in the summertime, if I see activity, I'll try to jump up there, but it's kind of like 10 meters. It's hit or miss, and there's not always people there.
I think they're there, just the timing of us.
Yeah.
Between 52, 525 and the sideband portion and other things.
So there's a regular 6 meter FM net in the area. But I listened to it a few times back when I had 6 meter FM many years ago, but
I think my POTA activation this weekend is going to be 6 and 10 meters. And I'm going to try to stick down there.
We laugh,
but you
but
see,
you know something though?
Yeah, but the problem is, like Grayman said, the last time he went out for the 10 meter, he made 3-4 contacts. And so, like, I have a hard time to think about just being like, I'm going to be on 6 meter today, because it's like, you go to 20, you go to 40, you're going to make a crap ton of contacts, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, obviously, you can always turn the dial and move on. But, Mike N8YO was saying 6 meter. Come on, nobody says 60 meters, right? So, like, that's the band that nobody ever says. And
And I love
80
60 meters.
meters.
I love 60 meters. I love 60 meters.
And Steve, you're a little bit wrong. The only way to make Mike N8YO happy was some Skeletor memes. So
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we know where
Unless-
you work.
Yeah, unless he posts them first.
So
Hey, Tim, what about QRP? You do anything with QRP?
yeah. So I got that Zygu X6100. Before I've always had that philosophy. I want as much power as I can get. Why would I want to do QRP? But this year's kind of changed. Trying new things, trying different things. I did buy one of those QMX kits.
Okay.
It was one of those Q kits that the guy from Germany makes.
But the QCX?
Oh, yes, that tiny,
right.
size of a pack of cigarettes, right?
It's the latest. It was the last one, the one he had at Dayton that he just come out with. I've got it, and that'll be one of the projects that I work on. And then part of that was, I'm sitting on the stuff. I want to do it when because I went to Dayton, but at Dayton I was still rolling as overlanding for fun, doing the ham radio thing. But now that I've got stuff set up so I can do overhead shots and everything, I'm going to start building. Doing some.
Are you familiar with our brother Kevin K0KLB out of Iowa?
No.
All right, so he has a YouTube channel. Matter of fact, he was playing in the corn stalks a couple weeks ago. Every Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they run a QRP, HF QRP. You start off with 10 watts, 20 watts, and try to go as low as you go. He streams it live here on YouTube. There's a Facebook group page. Check him out. It'll if you need a little push sometimes.
Is this the guy that he always does crazy, like loads up a trampoline or
Yep.
fence? Is that the guy?
The stationary
shovel
bike for the power?
Yes,
Yeah.
the shovel.
Okay, I have seen his videos. Yes,
600 feet of wire from the silo to across the farm to
Yeah.
whatever. Oh yeah, Kevin's a great friend of ours. He's having fun. He just dropped, I don't know, a couple 100 feet on top of the corn stalks. And go check out his video again, K0KLB. And,
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
But like I said, Sunday nights, if you're not doing anything, it's an hour before usually the HR, the Ham Radio 2.0 live show. And again, it's a fun way of fooling around. And I'm a guy with that 7300, and it just sits on 80 or 90 watts. I don't bring it down. Yes, I don't bring it down, and I probably should. So instead, I bought a 705. But I love my 705 because I use it for so many things. So
Yeah, I'm just opposite. Like I need to get a KPA 500 and run like 500 watts doing a POTA activation, because I could take my truck and I have a rooftop tent and all that kind of good stuff, and I could get an electric spot at a POTA park and run 500 watts.
If you
can
guys,
do a kilowatt on
do
battery
a kilowatt.
power.
Listen,
I saw Mike's video.
did
on
you?
that.
Mike's video was so fun to watch.
You may have to redneck engineer the push.
It doesn't make a difference. It was MacGyver right from the beginning, and it was fun. And no one got hurt. No one died. No one went to the hospital.
Right.
Everyone.
Could you imagine
people,
that we know of?
People walked in there with 10 fingers, and they walked out with 10 fingers. There was no problems.
If
That's
those
fun.
batteries that Mike used happened to have been the old technology of AGM, that picnic table would have snapped.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good point, Joe.
God, has some big batteries.
Yeah.
I swear there are some people that are doing POTA activations running amps.
Oh yeah.
I swear they have to be. I mean, they fire up. You hear the big whooshing sound, and
That's the generator.
Yeah, they sound like they're pushing some power in the field.
But Joe Brett's right, because
I've never done a POTA with power, and I want to. I saw Mike's video, and then I saw Jason's video, because Jason did a 500 watt POTA. Mike did a 1,000 watt POTA. I just want to do a 500 watt POTA. I think
I think Josh did one too, didn't he? From his
probably so.
In the back of his.
we didn't.
Yeah. From the lightning. Yeah.
But we didn't see the part where KAMRD. How did he get those batteries to that picnic table? I don't care how. I don't care if they're by.
He picked them up. They're not that heavy, honestly.
He didn't pull. What do you call that thing when that falls out of your thigh there?
A hamstring?
No, the other one. See, this is why I need Ginkgo Blenenko.
Yeah,
78 pounds.
Hernia. He didn't get a hernia.
70.
No, they're not that. They're 78 pounds each.
Okay.
That's
it all depends on
the UPS.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and it all depends on the distance from the vehicle to the picnic table, I guess.
Tim, I'm looking at your other channel here.
Yes, sir.
And I see a parachute mobile video.
Yes.
Did you?
That's Carlos's jump from Dayton. No.
Okay.
So that was Carlos's jump from Dayton, and that's so at Dayton. I was still, this channel didn't exist yet, and so I just recorded basically the head unit of my FTM 400, and in the audio of his jump coming down, which was interesting. So yeah, I reached out to Carlos. He sent me those pictures.
Okay.
So guys, Steve posted Tim's other channel in there, and then we're gonna post Steve's. We're gonna post Tim's Ham Radio channel in there for everybody. Subscribe to this guy, watch his stuff, and have fun. And what else can you say?
I was gonna say, you should be on the receiving end of that pile-up jump.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I
had the pleasure of doing that at Huntsville with him.
Tim's up to 333 subscribers after this stream. So if you haven't subscribed,
3.
So if you haven't subscribed to Tim's channel, I'd love to see you get to 400 because we have 90 people watching.
Tim said, "What the hell?"
Ooh.
Started with 633.
It was 325 when I logged in.
That's what I
so-
saw too. I saw 325 also. So
out of curiosity, is N0OOB, is that a valid call sign?
No.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's not. I know it's not your call sign, but
Oh, come on.
that'd be funny.
Mine's new because my computer is jacked right now.
It's not your computer, it's straight.
So there's
I
a
think it's
guy here
Chrome.
in Indianapolis. He's a Silent Key now, but he used to go out back when the FCC said, you know what, you can change call signs. We're not going to charge you for that or anything like that. He just got every like 6 months, he'd go out and get a new call sign.
Mm-hmm.
And he would always like dig through the database and try to find odd, quirky ones. And one of the ones that just stuck out of my mind was NE1PP. NE1PP was his call sign. And I think he had ND500 was another one. ND500 was another call sign that he got.
N0OOB is actually a gentleman out of Texas.
Of course it is.
And of course, 20 lookups, and that's gonna go up.
23.
I was about to say that's gonna go up in a minute.
Travis
Tech-
County.
Technician class. You think he was
That's Austin.
issued that?
Oh,
I don't
God.
think so.
You'd have to
Well,
be.
no.
Nope.
Not being a 0, it wouldn't be
No.
issued. No.
Because I see his other call sign there. So
Eric,
Yeah.
Eric
How did
says he
you-
doesn't need an amplifier for his pile ups.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what happens
yeah.
when you're in Hawaii. Sorry,
So funny story. When I first got
everyone gets Texas.
when I first got my my call sign, the guy did some kind of an Alaskan DX something, whatever, and I think he got out of the hobby or he died or whatever. But all of a sudden, after I got it, it had expired and it spent its time, the 2 years, and so I'm maybe 3 years out from him last using it. All of a sudden, I started getting a bunch of hate mail because I'm doing Logbook of the World and it's coming back as Indiana, and they thought I guess it was showing up as Alaska, and I got some serious hate mail for that. For it, I had to chase him down, and I think it was Club Log. Club Log still had me listed in Alaska for some reason because of the call sign. Which hey, I didn't complain. Eric, what is it? What's his name? Bo Lion Hawaiian.
The Lion Hawaiian.
Yeah. KH6 FC.
Yeah, you think you're getting Hawaii, but you're getting Virginia.
Yeah.
yeah,
So, which is funny. Him and I went to the same school in the Navy.
no kidding.
And when I first saw his call sign, FC is what our rate was in the Navy, fire controlman.
Yep.
And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, he's got to be a fire controlman, or that's just luck of the draw. And so I looked him up and emailed him. And yeah.
See.
But then I was talking to him not too long ago, and we were comparing like what it was like when I was in the Navy and and he just retired here recently
Yeah.
from the Navy, which is 20 years.
Yeah.
So 38 to 40, somewhere in there, you're retiring. And he's just like, dude, I was in kindergarten when you got out of the service. So I'm like, gee, thanks, man.
Gotta love when they say that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me feel old at all.
Right.
I'm feeling old. I'm feeling very old right now. I don't know why.
When you look at him and say, kid, I got socks older than you.
Well, I tell you, it going back to the hearing aid thing, the gray, I'm 52. In going back to this all, I just own it now. Just own it, right? It is what it is. I'm in my 50s. I actually asked when I got the hearing aids, they give me this color palette of, colors for the hearing aids on, and there's a shade of different skin tones, brown, black, and everything. I'm like, dude, can I get hot pink? I want hot pink because I am going to own this.
Exactly.
Lime
I'm gonna,
green.
I'm gonna rock
And
this.
he's like, no, and actually the audiologist told me, he was like, I wish they did. I have another vet who is blind too, and dropped his hearing aid and couldn't find it. Not blind, but he's legally blind, right?
Right.
And he's like, that would have been perfect for him to have a bright contrasting color that he could have seen that with. So
Hey Tim, tell us
VA, if
about
you're
the
listening.
beard. Tim,
I'm
tell us
sorry?
about the beard. How long? So I'm gonna guess when you got out of the Navy, did you just start growing it and just said, "I'm"? What's the origin of that?
I've always had some kind of facial hair. Mostly goatee up until I think probably 10 years now. I've been going the full beard.
I think it looks fantastic.
I
I'm
had to
jealous.
cover up the double chin.
Nah, man, it
and
looks
everything, but-
fantastic. I love it, man. That's cool, man.
I have beard envy. Mine won't grow that like.
Me
Yeah.
too.
You know, for the longest time it was just a mustache and goatee because I couldn't grow hair in here. It just happened one day.
You know, now that it's Halloween season, I'm in Walmart trying on all that stuff and looking at it and see if I can pull it off.
Izzo's getting a beard.
Yeah, see
He's
if I
gonna
can
get
pull it off.
Walmart.
Actually, about 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I went to one of those websites where you upload your picture,
Mhm.
and then you can try to see what you would look like if. And I'm like, you know something?
It's called
I
glamour
can't-
shots.
Whatever. Okay, I was doing my Vogue. Okay, I was doing my Vogue, and I was fooling around with something, but a little bit more closer, probably like Shane, but a little bit more fuller. And I'm like, my God, I wish I had the genes to pull this off. And then I showed it to like family and friends, and it was amazing. Where it was almost right down the line. 50% were like, yes, do it, and other people were like, no, you look better a little bit, clean cutter or whatever. But it's obviously what you want, and
Isn't.
like I said,
Do what makes you happy, my friend.
Mine left the top of my
I
head
do.
and
I
went to my
wanted Tim, but
face.
I get these blotches. I get these somewhere when I was being made. Something happened, and not all that DNA.
That's a fact.
All right. Hey, I'm going to tell you the secret.
The wires got crossed.
I didn't connect.
I go to a hairstylist.
Continuity didn't happen.
I go to a hairstylist, not to clean this mop, but to actually cut the lines and do all that stuff. I'll let somebody else do it.
Conditioner in it and keep it nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I
absolutely,
think
man.
the guy's profession was a gardener before he became a barber, but he does a good job. And I go in and get that done. Hey, Joe,
You got to treat yourself.
Absolutely,
man. There is nothing wrong with men taking care of themselves.
That's right. We have this place. We have this place that's about 15 minutes from me called Hammer and Nails, and you can go in, and it's for dudes to get their hair, nail, whatever you want to get done. You can do, and while you're there, you can have a glass of scotch. None of this wine, champagne stuff. You can sit and have a glass of scotch while you're getting whatever done.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Treat yourself.
Absolutely. Treat yourself. Take care of yourself. Your spouse is going to like it too. It's a win-win situation.
You might smell better too.
Absolutely.
There's always that.
You don't want to be smelling like Hawaiian Punch all day. I mean, come on.
Or Old Spice.
Or Old Spice, exactly.
Hey, Old Spice of today is not your grandfather's Old Spice. Let me tell you.
Not the ceramic bottled Old Spice.
The ceramic ball, and then there was this tube called Burl Cream.
Burl Cream.
Burl Cream, and it looked like it came in like the toothpaste.
Yeah.
Or some type of glue. But you got to be careful.
I'm a Dapper Dan guy.
Dapper Dan.
Remember Dapper Dan?
Dapper Dan. See, folks, we're learning a lot. We knew we were not going to talk all radio tonight. There's no way we can. But this is important stuff too.
Hey, Joe, I don't think I had a chance to tell you about this, but Tuesday I have a meeting I got to get on. There's, I don't know, like 30 people on there. And there's a guy on there. His name is Joe Britt. And Joe Britt. Yeah, Britt. And that, first name, last name. And every time they call him, I hear Joe Britt. I'm like, look over, and I'm looking, because usually I'm off doing something else, right? And I whip up, and I'm like, what? Oh, wrong guy. Never mind.
Son of a gun.
Yeah. Every Tuesday morning, Joe Britt makes his report.
And then you get Joe Britt every Tuesday at 7 in the clubhouse.
That's right.
So it's from Britt to Britt.
I get booked in with Joe Britts and Joe Bretts. My morning and my evening.
Nothing wrong with that.
Your day starts with Joe Brett. Your day ends with Joe Brett. See?
That's right. Yeah.
He's in high demand.
Life is good.
Yeah. No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it is, we're an hour and 45 minutes into this thing, guys. And we talked
take off and get his cake or what?
He was having computer problems, so he had to bounce out.
I think it was a computer / Blizzard issue.
Isn't he in IT?
No.
No.
No,
Okay,
far
okay.
from it. Far
Okay, all
from
right.
it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say
I thought he
he
was an
has
IT
to call
guy.
when he has to call Steve.
That's his
and-
IT guy.
It's
Yeah.
IT. Hey,
Yep.
remember many was about a year or two ago when he was researching he wanted a new computer.
Yep.
I would have loved to have been the fly on the wall for all those conversations
Oh,
around the
yeah.
house. And Steve, how many times did he call you?
Yeah.
Steve, I did look, and I did hunt POTA in June.
Okay.
I just didn't activate. So
Yeah, your last activation was on my birthday. So nothing
and I
wrong
think
with
it
that.
was coming home from the More Expo, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in April. So
Shane, I will tell you, I'm making more contacts a little bit more frequently now with the guys in Texas. So I can't wait to work. Mike and T Ray, and who knows, maybe an SKT, you, Jason.
Mhm.
Again, just how propagation is working its way through cycle 25 here. So
I may sneak
Texas-
out. I put it in the chat, but there's a park here in Texas, or a couple of parks but this one's the easiest one. But there's Mission Tejas State Park in Texas. It's a twofer. I'm not going to give away what the other side of that is because it's kind of Texas only has a few twofer parks, and you got to know what makes it a twofer. And I don't want to give that away because I don't think anyone's logged that it is a twofer yet. So I was telling Mike in the chat we should go and do this twofer. So I may pick a Saturday or Sunday morning.
Has it been
sometime.
activated before that other
Yeah.
one?
No,
Okay,
both parks have been the parks and the trail have been activated numerous times, but I don't think they've ever been activated as a twofer, except for a couple of different hams. There's two here in Dallas that knows it's a twofer.
so just get to that sweet spot. You know what it's all about.
I know
it's
where
all
it's
about
at.
the sweet spot.
There's a spot in the park where this particular trail and the park intersects. So I think I need to make that happen.
I got an
What's that
opportunity.
park number?
I'm not going to tell you, Steve. Oh wait, it's safe. You're not anywhere near Kilo 3040.
It's safe.
Yeah, because Steve won't go activate it before I do.
That's because the trailer's not ready right now.
All these Texas
Right.
boys in the chat.
The hell with the trailer.
I know, right?
The hell with the trailer. He's gonna get on the bike if he had to.
So
I do
there
have
was
a
a
KX3.
park here in my county, the other park here that they
I got you, Mike.
turned it into a POTA park. And some buddy and I ran over there to activate it. We were the first people to activate it. I got my logs in and I was listed as the first activator. And then he submitted his logs and he got on the air like 2 minutes before I did and made his first contact.
And he got it.
And it switched it over to him. I was mad.
There's
I was
I'm gonna
hot.
try to find it. There's
POTA
a park in
envy.
Oklahoma that I was the
ATN
first
on that
activator on, and the park technically was closed, but they had a walkway where they didn't want car traffic, they wanted pedestrian traffic.
Mhm.
So I took my table and I carried it. I set it on the other side of the fence, and then I went back to the pedestrian gate. Got my radio and everything, and I set everything up
That's
right on the other
dedication.
side of the fence because the parking lot and everything was closed. So
That's
technically,
dedication.
I was in the park making that activation. So no one can fault me for that.
ATNO completed.
And like a week or two later, the person around here who has almost all of the first activations, he came in like a week later and activated. I was like, I beat him finally. It was great. The little things, guys.
Yeah, the one thing I think is cool, and you see a lot of probably retirees, or there's a lot of people that just travel around and do POTA parks.
Jealous.
Is there?
Jealous.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
But
We all are.
there's a couple call signs I can think of where every day they're on, and every day they're in multiple parks, and it's great to be retired. I'll be there pretty soon, in the near future, and that'll probably be my plans.
Tim, do you remember the days when POTA people were releasing not stats, but they're just kind of that the slow days were on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays? Not anymore, baby. 7
No.
days a week. 7 days a week you can play POTA. And a lot of times, like here on the East Coast, I can play 10, 11 o'clock at night sometimes, almost every night. It's fun.
They're still going right now.
There's some that 8 o'clock people start doing the late shift, 8
Yep.
Eastern, and it's good for about an hour or two, and then it kind of dwindles off. At least what I can hear. I'm sure out west, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like the people on the West Coast stay on as long. I think it all just kind of fizzles out. You look at the spotting page.
Right. I know I get frustrated, Tim, like when all of a sudden, I'll flip over to 20 meters like around 10 o'clock my time, 10:30, and I should be going to bed. And of course, the guys in Oregon, California, Nevada, I can just hear them in my noise floor. And I'm like, my God, I just wish I had a quieter, area to, or whatever, so I can hear them. But it's going to happen. Like I said, the solar cycle is changing. It always will.
Mhm.
And we will get creative with antennas, times to operate, and just like anything else. But I do know that feeling. Something like today at work, and Rob N1 NUG, he's in my handler, and because he goes outside on lunch to go play. Guys, handler, and add Tim to your handler. November
right.
Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Add him.
Right. I got to come up with a good acronym or whatever they call them for my call sign. I've been trying to think, because people throw out their whatever, like they'll say something different when they're trying to break a pile up. Instead of just the regular acronyms, they'll throw out different ones, and I've been trying to think. I can't come up.
I used to do that, and I stopped, and I'll tell you why. The DX guys don't like that, because you don't know what their English comprehension is.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And if they know their traditional phonetic alphabet, but if I hear them say, for instance, Florida, using F instead of Foxtrot, if they say Florida, then I'll use it to grab their attention. But I won't. A lot of guys called me the fine young gentleman. And that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. There was another acronym that I cannot say online here.
We're almost 2 hours in.
No, we're not going to say it. We're not going to.
Hey, Izzo, it's okay, man. It's after what? It's almost after 10 o'clock.
It's almost 9 p.m. Central
9
Time.
p.m.
It's good for cable TV rules.
We
It's
still
good
have
enough for here.
89 people watching, and we haven't lost you, Tim. No, I'm not going to go there. But again, I have just found just for me at least, I don't do that. I keep it pretty much traditional. So
Hammett, can you put up Hammett till it hurts comment? Nanny with 9 fingers. There we go.
That's a good one.
That would work.
I like the National Wild 9 Federation. That's a cool one from Hiking and Hammond. That's a good one too. So
there was call signs are pretty much like personas.
Right.
You hear us, we get together, non-ham radio people. They come in, they're like, they hear us referring to each other by our call signs instead of our names, or
right.
Even to a certain degree here in the YouTube community, it's by their YouTube channel handles. But
totally.
So when I got the 2x1 call, I'm like, I'm sticking with it. I had my other call for 5 months, 6 months, something like that. It really wasn't tied to me, but there was a couple call signs that came up, and one of them I applied for. I was going to change if I got it. It was Whiskey 9 Tango Foxtrot, W9TF. And I applied for it.
Nice.
I applied for it, and it was the one time that it ticks me off that the FCC allows you to get call signs out of your call area. I get the whole moving around, and especially in the old days, if you had a 9 call and you moved to California, you had to get a 6 call.
Right.
And I get the whole, it's part of your persona. And you just, you moved from Indiana to California and you kept your 9 call. But the guy that got that call was from California in the 6 call area. I feel like the FCC should allow you to only get vanity calls within your call area. If they could change that, I'd be happy. I wouldn't feel bad about paying the $35 to get my.
I want to
Might be
switch
for my
gears for a minute.
furthest.
I want to switch gears because we promised Joe Brett earlier
Oh yeah.
that we were going to talk about something fun that his family did. And I think it's real important while we still have a lot of people
he
here.
wants center stage.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I don't need it.
Yes, you do.
No, the video I shared needs it.
Oh,
So you want me to
tell everybody what happened. Preface the situation.
All right. So this
That's an
is
airplane.
This is an airplane, and that is my youngest son. So my wife works and is friends with this lady that her brother has graduated some flight school in Nashville, Tennessee, and now he got a plane for his graduation present, and now he teaches other students. And he came up from probably a couple hours away and flew up after by request to give my youngin. Now, to preface this part, he loves airplanes. He's more into the fighter jets, but we couldn't quite get one of those.
Good kid.
Tom Cruise was a little busy.
Yeah, so he likes
trying
he likes the flight simulator stuff, plays it a lot, and a lot of your flight instructors say that's the easiest students to train because they really have already simulated a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Or they've got bad habits. One of the two.
yeah. So off of whim, she decides, and I can't believe it because she gets nervous just letting the kids go out on a boat with somebody. But I didn't remind her of that. I just
Smart.
She's
man.
skydiving next year.
Yeah.
Got it.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart man, Joe.
So his birthday's at the end of the year, but it's really cold and inconvenient. Probably a little more inconvenient than it was yesterday. Nice temperatures. I don't know if y'all can. This is just a little video. Now, when he comes back, you see this still shot here is the end of the flight, and he's coming back with a big old grin on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells us later that he was flying the airplane the entire time.
Wow.
Because when they went
Nice.
down to taxi, I was wondering what was up because they sit there for an extended period of time, and this is a non-towered airport. There's nobody but us there. They should have just taxied, straight onto the runway, called it, and
Well, they
took off.
got to do a run up. You got to check your engine.
And he did that, but then they were still sitting there for a little bit. So I asked him. I said he was going over the controls with you, wasn't he? He's
Oh,
like,
nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So the pilot, he told the pilot did the rudders to keep it straight, and so he had the stick, and it kind of makes sense when you see him first take off. But he did a touch and go and comes back around. Let's see if the audio play.
Just like riding a bicycle, right?
Can y'all hear
They
it?
just thought y'all was
Yep.
coming
Yep.
to pick me up.
No, just sitting here watching y'all land.
That's fun.
Oh, Cherokee. I've got a lot of hours in one of those.
Oh yeah. Good airplane.
Oh, yeah. Those Hershey bar wings.
Very forgiving.
Very.
Of course, I was listening to the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pipe the... Nice.
He
So
wasn't ready for the radio.
Q
traffic,
Shong
though.
or
What's that? About 124 megahertz AM?
122.8.
There you go. Nice. Look at that.
smooth.
That's a nice smooth rotation. Yeah.
That was good.
He's a natural, Joe.
Right.
I had video of the pilot actually arriving there, and when I showed him the videos, he was comparing his landing with the pilot's landing, and we think he done a little better than the pilot.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, he beats me on Flight Simulator all the time. It's got the landing challenges. I don't
Mhm.
land worth a crap. He's smooth as silk.
I was gonna say flying is the second greatest thrill known to man. Landing
Balloons
is
are
the
the
first.
first.
Yeah, I
Balloons are
was,
the first.
I was really
Oh, here we
jealous.
go. Is this a Miles?
This
a
is
lady?
Miles. This is his touch and go.
Now, what's Mama doing? Is she getting nervous or is she good so far?
She's videoing with her phone.
Okay.
She's all right.
Good.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Look at that.
Little
Nice.
squeaker.
All right.
And Joe, this is his first time.
Yeah, first time ever in an aircraft.
Okay.
So now
says
he
a
wants
lot.
to get his license, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go together.
Nice.
This
That's
is
good to
coming
hear.
in final landing.
Oh, Joe, I see a lot of videos. now.
Oh, that's
Nice.
butter.
That's beautiful.
Little chirp,
So-
chirp, chirp.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Before they come in for the final landing, Mom looks up and was like, "Oh, they're really high." I asked him. I said, "About how high did you get?" He said, "Oh, 3,500." I said, "Not bad, not bad."
Yep, this is how they get you hooked right here.
Yeah.
Say that right.
You go up
Strut's
for a
little
flight.
low, but
Yeah, need to put a little nitrogen in the strut.
nitrogen. Yep.
Other than that, fantastic.
Look
I
at
love
that.
Cherokees, man. Love them. Yep,
Do you love it?
nice.
I'm happy.
When do we get him in a Bonanza?
Oh,
I got to go fly an 836 here in a couple of weeks.
What's a Bonanza?
So it's
killer?
that it's no, this is straight tail
It
36.
was a steak restaurant back in the 70s.
Right. So
I know
the one
that.
I
remember
one I
that.
fly is 300 horsepower or 350 horsepower. So whenever you open the throttle, it throws you back in the seat and away you go.
uh-huh.
But they're
Hey,
fun.
Shane,
A lot of fun.
now-
Yeah.
Real quickly,
Mhm.
all over social media, I saw Mike Cantori from the Weather Channel. He was in New Mexico.
Jim Cantori.
I'm sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
He was in New Mexico. Did you bump
was?
into him?
I
Did
did
you
not.
bump- Any other celebrities there that you saw?
No, none at all.
But your
Unfortunately.
pictures, tell everybody, your pictures do not do justice to what you saw.
So
what
for
you
those of
said.
you who are wondering what Izzo is talking about, last week was the
It's called a segue.
Albuquerque,
It's called a segue.
yeah, International Balloon Fiesta.
Joe Brett's thinking the same thing I was thinking.
And it's quite possibly the coolest event I've been to. I've been to air shows. I've been to some of the largest air shows. I've been to Oshkosh. But there's something about having 600 balloons in the air at the same time that just kind of trumps all that. Like you have all this
riding through
technology.
the neighborhood with all your bicycle friends. You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
Only you're the one that has the ball card or the card stuck in the wheel, so it makes noise.
We did that.
But
Heck yeah.
so it was beyond an experience. I'm trying to pull up pictures. Hold on one second.
While you're
The only
doing that,
drawback, the only drawback, I've got text. I can hang tight here. The only drawback that I could see or that I experienced here was getting up at 3:30 in the morning every day.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of got a little thin. Other than that, it was fantastic. So let me share.
You know, Shane, if you didn't stay up till 2:30 drinking, 3:30 is
I was
not
trying
that
to
big of
say,
a deal.
bro.
Tim,
Why
have you
gotta
been to
call
Huntsville?
me out like that?
Have you been to Huntsville?
Jeez. Right?
Yeah. Oh, that is cool.
All right. So this is
that is so cool.
This is Thursday, and this is the dawn patrol. So the mornings that they're allowed to fly, there is a group that takes off 30 minutes prior to sunrise. So you'll see they have like marker lights underneath, and they fly for a half hour before. Once the sun comes up, then they can land. But so that's the dawn patrol, and then once the dawn patrol, go ahead.
Are there time restrictions on flight then? With balloons. I mean, you said they had marker lights.
Yeah.
on them,
So normally you have to. It's from sunrise to sunset.
Okay.
So VFR stuff. There's for the dawn patrol, you can go with the lights. You can go 30 minutes prior to sunrise. But yeah, so for this particular event, there's a waiver set aside where they can go a little bit earlier, and there's all kinds of stuff. But it was a lot of fun just being involved. This is the balloon that I fly most is here. So I'm trying to find all the cool pictures. This is my Facebook page, but let's see. There we go. There we go. That kind of gives you an idea. They're everywhere.
Good God.
Yeah, and this was the first wave. This wasn't the second
Talking
wave.
about
So-
talking about congestion on the 405.
So, so the balloons that are low are going from north to south, and then they climb up. Once they clear the field, they climb up to like 2,000 feet, and they'll go from south to north, and then they'll drop down to a couple hundred feet and go from north to south. So it's a box. So Albuquerque, that's one of their big things. Is they're known for having a box of wind that you can hover over the field until you run out of fuel, and then land at the same place you took off, which is odd for balloons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Saves you from chasing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. This was shaped.
Was that Clifford the big red dog?
That is a beagle.
Oh,
But yes. Yeah. So that kind of gives you an idea. So you have balloons taking off back here, and then these are the ones that are getting ready to go up to box in for the morning. Let's see. This is my friend Matt, and that's Gizmo, the gargoyle.
Oh, jeez.
So this is Thursday, which is Special Shapes Day. So you'll see a lot of special shapes in there.
Clubhouse definitely needs
Gizmo's awesome. Yeah, I agree. So I didn't get to fly personally, but my instructor flew, and this was looking down at the field from the balloon. And as you can see, there's like literally thousands of people that are around these balloons as we take off. They let everyone out on the field.
Did you see Kyle?
I did not. Was he there?
Oh, the unicorn head was there, right?
This one right here.
Very good job.
Thanks. Don pointed that out.
Oh,
Good,
okay.
Give credit
SKT.
there.
Yeah.
Very good.
We have Spider Pig over here. That's a balloon that I crew
Oh,
with from
balloon
time to
down.
time. No,
laying
he's
down.
just getting started. That's
Oh.
Bob the Lighthouse. There's the hound that y'all were talking about a minute ago.
I like the
but-
sun. I could just imagine what that all by itself somewhere would do to somebody on psychedelics.
is that
Oh,
sloth
absolutely.
down there?
Well, really, any of them, I guess.
Yes, that's a sloth
Oh,
right
that's
there.
the sloth. Okay. Wow.
Let's see here.
We
This
have-
one, if you were to turn around on the side of this balloon right here, it says "When pigs fly," and he's literally a pig with wings.
Nice.
That's the Tasmanian devil.
Hayden. Okay.
This is Rafiki. That's it.
We have a local winery here just south of me, and the owners of that and several others. There's a big balloon contingency in Bloomington, where Indiana University's at. I'm gonna venture to say they probably were out there too.
I just want to highlight the density of people.
Wow. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
And you're supposed to land in that?
No,
There's
you
a lot.
land over here when it's open. This is prior to competition, so you can see them laying out competition targets here. So the crowd gets pushed over to this area, and it's just insane at how many people were there. And then the next day was the eclipse, and it was 10 times more people for the eclipse.
Was that your GoPro?
That's my GoPro. Yes.
So you were up in the balloon. You said you just didn't get to pilot the balloon then?
I wasn't. No, this was my instructor's grandson was taking these pictures. So these are all he's up in the air, and these are all the shapes and stuff that were up flying with him while he was up.
So
And I
what does
missed
a balloon
Arabelle.
like that cost? So pick a balloon. What's
A regular shape or a special
yeah,
shape?
yeah, well, yeah, both. Like what's the difference?
So depending on the age, like right now, I'm looking at a setup that's about 12 grand for everything: balloon,
Okay.
basket, tanks, everything, trailer, ready to go.
Mhm.
Some of the newer envelopes, which would just be the balloon by itself, can go around 20 grand.
Okay.
Special shapes can go anywhere from 10 grand for an old one to like 50 grand for one. We're building a small shape right now, which is going to be about 14 grand for that. I'm not. Somebody else.
I'm getting text messages on what you want to call it, acronyms for my call sign, or not,
Nice.
yeah. Now with nine flavors.
So yeah, if you have never been out to Albuquerque for Fiesta, I highly recommend you go out there. I've already got my stuff set up for next year, and hopefully I'll be rated and I can fly by myself. We'll have a couple balloons there for next year.
Excellent.
Nice.
Glad you had a good time.
Yeah, had a blast. Can't wait to go back. We're over time.
We are.
Yeah,
How does that happen?
We're having a good time tonight.
it
I
happened.
know, right?
I would like to think that I was part of the reason.
I agree. You are.
You
yeah.
were
I
a
mean,
big part of the reason
Okay.
because we actually
And the
stayed
fact
on
that we
top of
talked about radio.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, on the ham radio clubhouse that rarely talks about radio. So
Right.
glad you could bring us full circle there, Tim. Have we said thank you to those in green that are our channel members?
No, why don't you do
We
that?
have not.
Oh,
Go
well,
for
thank you. If you, all of you who are in green, I see Jody in there. I see Frank. I see Don. I see Phil. Let me scroll up. Who else do I see? Chris, Radio and Life. Brian, W. Mike, 8 Golf. Thank you guys. You guys are all in green. Thanks for being a channel member. We appreciate that. We had a couple of new channel members last week, and I think a bunch of people got gifted some subscriptions. So thank you all for that. Let's see. What else we got? Anything?
That's
12
right.
Days of Christmas coming up?
And we still don't know what the hell we're gonna do.
No, we still don't. We will.
Mm,
No.
Listen, we got Halloween
There's gonna
coming
be
up.
there's some radios gonna be in there. We're gonna
All right.
have some cool stuff.
All right, listen. In 2 weeks, we got Halloween coming up. So, Joe, Brett, and myself, and probably other couple guys here. Why don't we do something? But let's not tell anybody, because that's the whole fun about Halloween. So, because
Thanks,
Halloween,
Greg, if you're streaming tonight, let us know. We can send folks to you.
yeah,
Greg met us. And I promise for those of you who are on the podcast, we're a couple of weeks behind. That's my fault. So I will get those episodes uploaded tonight before I go to bed. So you'll get 2 fresh episodes of the Ham Radio Clubhouse next tomorrow and Saturday or Sunday. I like to spread them out a little bit.
So technically, they're not going to hear your apology for what, like 4 weeks?
No, they'll hear it tomorrow
Oh, okay.
or the next day. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Greg says he's sick tonight, so
Okay, so no stream from Greg. If you don't follow Greg, go check out his YouTube channel. He's got some great live streams that he does. Anything else, guys?
no,
support
just
your parks
support.
weekend
Yeah, Get
What
out
is
there.
that? What's the window for that?
this weekend.
What at what time? Is there a specific time based on where you're at?
October
Or?
21, October 22, I think.
0 UTC October 21
Okay.
to 23:59 UTC on October 22.
And
So,
no plaque event or anything, like just regular support your parks.
just regular
Fall
support your
your
parks. There is no more plaque event.
Yep.
So Friday night to Sunday night then.
Friday night,
basically.
Sunday
Yeah.
night.
And in
Have you actually
Connecticut,
go
we're
down-
going to try to get as many parks going in Connecticut during that time. Not all at once, probably, but you know.
Maybe I should do that too for on Saturday.
I'm thinking I might
Hmm.
actually take out the KX3 and the Eagle 1.
Ooh,
Nice.
Go QRP.
that's a hell of a combination. There you
Yeah.
go, huh?
I don't need a tuner for it. It's got the built-in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that with the Denko battery, I'll have the one I purchased and then the one we're building Friday night.
Look at you. Excellent.
So
Well, I'm ready to get the heck out of here, and I'm going to go over to the dumpster fire
Oh.
and say hello to the dumpster fire boys.
All right. Well, everybody wave goodbye to the camera. Thanks for joining us tonight. Sorry for the technical difficulties for those. Hopefully you enjoyed the countdown. I worked feverishly to get that taken care of this
Some of
morning.
us got to
we
hear it
will
twice.
See, really? Who did it twice?
Nothing wrong with doing it twice.
Nice. All right.
the go live button didn't work the first time.
Leave at 'em.
Gotcha. All right. We'll see you next week. Hey,
Bye,
take care.
everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Someone want to tell Molson the show ended?